almost to the last breath, by one unyielding group or another. You often see a balanced and a fair approach that demands sacrifice, a little sacrifice from everyone, abandoned like an orphan, without support and without friends. Often you see paralysis and stagnation and drift. You don't like it, and neither do I. What can we do? First of all, we must face the truth. First of all, we must face the truth, and then we can change our course. We simply must have faith in each other, faith in our ability to govern ourselves, and faith in the future of this nation. Restoring that faith and that confidence to America is now the most important task we face. It is a true challenge of this generation of Americans. Our fathers and mothers were strong men and women who shaped a new society during the Great Depression, who fought world wars. There are two paths to choose. One is a path I've warned about tonight, the path that leads to fragmentation and self-interest. Down that road lies a mistaken idea of freedom, the right to grasp for ourselves some advantage over others. That path would be one of constant conflict between narrow interest, ending in chaos and immobility. It is a certain route to failure. All the traditions of our past, all the lessons of our heritage, all the promises of our future point to another path, the path of common purpose and the restoration of American values. That path leads to true freedom for our nation and ourselves. We can take the first steps down that path as we begin to solve our energy problem. Energy will be the immediate test of our ability to unite this nation, and it can also be the standard, common purpose, and the restoration of American values. That path leads to true freedom for our nation and ourselves. We can take the first steps down that path as we begin to solve our energy problem. Energy will be the immediate test of our ability to unite this nation, and it can also be the standard around which we rally. On the battlefield of energy, we can unite this nation, and it can also be the standard around which we rally. On the battlefield of energy, we can win for our nation a new confidence, and we can seize control again of our common destiny. In little more than 2 decades, we've gone from a position of energy independence to one in which almost half the oil we use comes from foreign countries. Has already taken a tremendous toll on our economy and our people. This is the direct cause of the long lines which have made millions of you spend aggravating hours waiting for gasoline. It's the cause of the increased inflation and unemployment that we now face. This intolerable dependence on foreign oil threatens our economic independence and the very security of our nation. The energy crisis is real. It is worldwide. It is a clear and present danger to our nation. These are facts, and we simply must face them. I will soon submit legislation to Congress calling for the creation of this nation's first solar bank, which will help us achieve the crucial goal of 20% of our energy coming from solar power by the year 2000. These efforts will cost money, a lot of money. And that is why Congress must enact the windfall profits tax without delay. It will be money well spent, unlike the billions that this struggle for freedom will be easy. I do not promise a quick way out of our nation's problems, when the truth is that the only way out is an all-out effort. What I do promise you is that I will lead our fight, and I will enforce fairness in our struggle, and I will ensure honesty. Little by little, we can and we must rebuild our confidence. We can spend until we empty our treasuries, and we may summon all the wonders of science, but our confidence. We can spend until we empty our treasuries, and we may summon all the wonders of science, but we can succeed only if we tap our greatest resources: America's people, America's values, and America's confidence. In closing, let me say this. I will do my best, but I will not do it alone. Let your voice be heard. Whenever you have a chance,
This also know, that in last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? By such and other cowardly and passive-aggressive methods, conspiring enemies of my nation have been warring on its moral order and law, usurping decadence and destruction. All the little babies within these geographical borders have apathetically cooperated to have been brainwashed that most heinous criminals and crimes are acceptable, condonable, and even favored. I speak of such heinous crimes that rise to outrages such as Italian Americans with their mafioso conduct being their menacing bribing, racketeering, contract killing, and their gross agency of frivolous vanity of the entertainment industry and their narcotic trafficking. I'm also referring to all of the treasonous acts of every president and politician of the latter 20th century, including those still wrongly alive. Both George Bush's and the globalist traitor Jimmy Carter, corrupt gangster Obama, satanic occultists the Clintons, and Trump, who has been the laziest, genitalia whipped by his repulsive Jezebel wife, in bed with Putin pants and every Secret Service agent there is, as a treacherous whore whose vacuum is between the ears. Just look at their control of the newspapers. If you don't see what I'm seeing, you've been way too affected. I'm also referring to the epidemic of gang behavior and the satanic serial killing and cannibalism, such as that of the student population of Sacramento University, and so on. Thusly, the society here is totally ruined by a complete moral enemy, and it's your fault. With the collapse of all social order, according to the law which is still maintained, instituted, by a rebellion and seditionist disorder, and actually by really everyone else who is within it, besides myself. And I still keep hearing the profusing filth of that exposed loop tank phenomena. Everyone else is involved, admit it. Isn't that so weird?